where you want it.
Bay 12, please.
Hello there, Transformers fans, and welcome back to another Bay 12 video review. And today we are reviewing the Transformers Legacy Dragstrip. Now, I know this one says 1 of 5 on the back of the box, but this is the second review because Motormaster had to be first. I was waiting and waiting to finally get Motormaster to finally do this review for you guys, and I'm so glad it's here because, well, Motormaster is awesome, and if you watch the other review, Menasor mode looks really, really cool, and I can't wait to add Dragstrip to that Menasor mode, which we will be doing in this video. And then, by the end of this whole thing, when we review Breakdown, which will be the 5th and final member of the Stunticons to be released, we'll do a full review of Menasor mode during that video as well, to cap off our 5-part series of the Transformers Legacy Stunticons. So, buckle up and stay tuned for more. Here he is. Here is Dragstrip. He looks awesome. It's funny that they started with Dragstrip with the Legacy line because Dragstrip was the first one to come out in Combiner Wars also. So I just think that's kind of funny how they did it like that again. And it makes sense. Of the 4 cars that make up Menasor, I would argue that Dragstrip is the one that stands out the most because you've got 4 regular cars for the most part, and then you've got a race car. So he's definitely the most unique looking of the 4 cars. Really awesome bright yellow color, stolen by Rumble at a race to make Megatron's Stunticons. On the back, you've got some product shots of the figure. And just like with the rest of the Legacy line, it features an open window packaging, so you can touch it if you find it on shelf. But there you go. That's pretty much it for the box. Let's get this bad boy out of here so we can play with it. So here he is. I already went ahead and unpacked the weapons and put them in his hands. He looks awesome. Now, he does have some interesting details because it's weird that these are the back of the legs and these are the front of the legs because these feel very back of the leg-ish to me. But that's just how the figure is, and it's weird. It's kind of weird, but design-wise, there's just not a whole lot going on here on the front. It's pretty flat. I think some like silver paint or maybe some of this, darker brown mustard yellow would have split that up a little bit better down there. Because on the back of the legs, you got these awesome chrome engine details. Now that's partially due to the details of his vehicle mode, but I just kind of wish that there was a little bit more to break that up because it's just kind of flat and plain. Now, just about everywhere else on the figure, there's some awesome detail. I mean, you've got his red racing stripes there on the side. You've got the split Decepticon logo for the front of the vehicle mode. The head, they nailed the design, although on the back of the head, it's kind of hollow. He's got a hollow back of the head. Not a whole lot going on inside there with old Dragstrip. He is fully articulated. Head is on a ball joint, or rather, no, head is on a swivel joint actually. So you get full side-to-side rotation there. You can rotate these little bits also. These are for effect on a ball joint, but you only get a little bit there, and those mostly articulate due to transformation. A little bit of articulation on this bit too. Again, that's due to transformation. There's not really a good place to stick these in his robot mode. You just kind of have to push them all the way up to where they're as out of the way as possible. Full shoulder joints though, full rotation on the shoulders, bicep, single jointed elbows, nothing at the wrists. You can take his dual wielded blaster pistols. I could not say that. Dual wielded blaster pistols out of his hands there. He does have waist articulation, hip articulation, upper thigh, single jointed knees, and side to side ankle joints, and forward and back on the foot. Mostly really back on the foot, but that's due to transformation also, but hey, it adds to the overall robot mode articulation, so I dig it. For comparison, here he is next to his boss, the king of the road, the Motor Master. So you can see how he scales next to Motor Master. And as you can see, he scales really well next to Motor Master. So again, just to not to call back to that previous video I did where in the Motor Master review, but just another testament as to how awesome they designed Motor Master, because he scales well next to his subordinates. And that's it for Motor Master for now. All right, so transformation. Transformation is not too terribly difficult. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with extending these elbows all the way out. We're going to rotate these little side panel bits down on both arms, like so. We're going to come to the back here. We're going to extend that like that, so you got your wheels side by side. And then we're going to come to the legs. We're going to tab the legs together and rotate that all the way around. And then we're going to come up here to the top. We're going to extend these bits and rotate this section now that we've cleared up that space. Next up, we are going to rotate the front of the race car mode all the way there. You can see how all of this is about to line up and click into place, so just go ahead and do that. Just get everything nice and lined up and clicked into place so it's all nice and smooth. And then we're going to fold that head in like so, which is why it was hollow, because that's actually where the driver sits. See, he doesn't have a whole lot going on upstairs for a reason. And then just kind of collapse that down. And then you've got a couple of panels under the legs here. We're just going to open up those panels. We're going to collapse those legs. There's a couple little hook tabs there. Those are going to hook into the top of the car there to secure that into place. And then we're just going to tab that stuff back into place. Fold the feet up there. That's the spoiler on the figure. Sorry, I didn't say this was a spoiler-free review in the first place, but there you go. There's the spoiler. And there he is in his race car mode. And he looks really, really great in race car mode. I mean, this is a big, big difference from the Combiner Wars version. Not that I didn't like the Combiner Wars version. I mean, for the past 7 years, it has been a great, great figure in my collection. And I don't even think I'm just going to go ahead and just get rid of it. I know there's a lot of collectors out there who saw the announcement of the Legacy Menasor and immediately started dumping their Combiner Wars Menasor online. I don't think I'm going to do that because I still really like that toy. But this is definitely a big improvement. This is much more closer to their design in Generation 1, and Hasbro put in a lot of awesome work on this. Now you can put his blasters right up here. They actually, I mean, put just the perfect spot for his blasters in vehicle mode. Not all of the Legacy figures have great vehicle or great alt mode weapon storage or weapon integration onto their alt modes, but Dragstrip here is not one of those. His look really cool on his alt mode. All right, so next thing's next. We gotta add him to Menasor here. So we're gonna go ahead and put Motor Master back into Menasor mode so that we can do that. And that's the other kind of thing. The other thing I didn't mention, I don't think, in the Menasor, or rather the Motor Master review that I did to start off this this little bit of content here, and that is that I prefer, when it comes to a combiner in my collection, I prefer to have my combiners, have my combiner teams in their combined mode when I display them. And one of the frustrations, and I know a lot of collectors will agree with this. One of the frustrations that I have with that is, rather than getting it all at once in, say, a box set, you have to wait over an extended amount of time for those figures to be released so that you can complete the set, so that you can display your combiner in its combined mode. And the other thing that I didn't mention in the Menasor or Motormaster review, I keep saying Menasor. I mean, I know overall it is Menasor, but you get what I mean. Is that I really liked, despite the aesthetic of the whole skeletal Menasor look that we have without all the limb figures attached, I really, really like that we're able to just put him in Menasor mode, and then we get to fill him out as we go, but still get to display him as Menasor if that's how we want him displayed. So, another little nod to Hasbro there for designing him like this, because that made it better. So I didn't really go over the arm transformation a whole lot in the last video. So here, I'll do that now. So when the arm comes like so, when you take it off out of the trailer mode, what you do is you take these little panels here, bring them down, and then collapse them down once again on that double hinge there. And then you fold down the fist, and when you're ready, when you have the combined mode pieces, one of the arms for example, and again, you can't quite Scramble City this, you can't make him, to my knowledge, you can't make Dragstrip a leg, but you can make him either arm. He's supposed to be the right arm, but you can make him either arm. What you do is you just line up the pegs and slots that are on the arm here before you split it apart and extend the arm all the way. And you peg him in all the way. That pushes it in all the way, so it unlocks the split feature so that you get Dragstrip into his limb mode. Because really, for limb mode, all you have to do is put him in cart mode. And that's really what it was in Generation 1. They were just cars split and extended on an arm frame rather than the cars becoming the limbs. Which isn't the funnest way to do it, which again is why I like the Combiner Wars version, because I would prefer for them to be the limbs. That's not how the original toy did it, of course, but that's how it happened in the cartoon. So for the sake of being G1 accurate, which I know not everyone cares for, it's really cool that they designed it this way. So anyway, once you've done that, now you can split it apart and extend the arm on those hinge joints as you're supposed to, and get that full, fold that in, and get that full Motormaster arm. So there you go. Officially now, those guns are kind of in the way. Officially now we have Dragstrip in his arm mode. And we just take it over here, click it into place just like in the other video. And there is one of 4 limbs completed and combined to Menasor. And then you can still have the blasters on. If you angle that forward a little bit, which kind of gives him like his little extra, armor padding or whatever. You can face him forward, so he's got like a little wrist blaster on his sword. Oh, he fell forward. On his sword arm there. Again, really, really awesome. I know this probably wasn't everybody's favorite way for Hasbro to do Menasor and do Motormaster and do the Stunticons as a whole, but I'm very happy with this. I dig this a lot. This, in my opinion, as a Transformers fan, as a G1 fan, is right now the perfect Menasor. And definitely will certainly be that when he's completed, but I feel like this was the best way to do it. This was the best of both worlds. Give us an awesome Menasor and give us awesome individual figures as well. And I like that they did this for the combined mode lib pieces because then the combiner, they're not having to build the Dragstrip figure around the combined mode port like they did with Combiner Wars. And then they can just focus on making a really, really good Dragstrip figure that just happens to also be able to combine with Motormaster. And I feel like that was a really good way to balance those things. So kudos to you, Hasbro. Great job on this. Can't wait for the rest. Guys, stay tuned for the rest of the Stunticons. Part 3 will be the review of Wild Rider, or at least it should be, because he's the one scheduled to come out next. So as soon as I have Wild Rider in hand, I will be doing that review, and then we will be adding him to the leg. So there you go. Stay tuned for other Transformers Legacy reviews and other Transformers reviews. Check out some of our older Transformer reviews, because intermittently I'm trying to go back and post a lot of them, because again, we were posting our reviews for Facebook on Facebook for many years before we came over to YouTube. So go back and check out some of our other video reviews, as we're intermittently posting older reviews. And make sure you check out some of our other content, because we review all kinds of different stuff here on Bay 12 all the time. Stay tuned for our Bay 12 live sales that we do on our Facebook page, usually once a month. And follow us on social media, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. Transform and roll out.